Jonathan with JS Enterprises here. I just wanted to kind of cover, see which filters are, good and what's going on the market today. This is Fram. I have actually been using this for quite a while and kind of finding out for myself that it really wasn't a good filter. In fact, I kind of found out it was one of the worst that you could ever do, because most filters are moderate and up, but Fram's just garbage. And I put them all in a row, what I believe is worst to, better, or medium to best. So these federated filters are actually the ones that I'm going to be using. They're a good filter, as far as I know, that is built good, just a little bit less material in it than the rest of them, for a better price. And AC Delco, alright filter. It's got some goods and some bads of it. Hastings, that's who makes the federated, the one that I'm choosing out of them. And Hastings is actually, it seems like it's a really, really good filter, really top of the line. And I've always believed in Motorcraft. Motorcraft, by far, superior. It's a great filter, really good to compete with the top filters that are out there, like AMSOIL and whatnot. So anyways, I'm going to go ahead and cut these open and see what they're all about. Jonathan with JS Enterprises here again. Now, I had got surprised by one of the filters that I opened up. I wasn't expecting the quality of, but as you can see, they're all cut open. Got it all ready to go here. So I'm kind of interested here. I kind of want to talk about the two better ones first. Now, the Motorcraft and the Hastings, I can't really choose between, which one's the best of the two, because they both have their goods and they both have their bads. Start off with, I'm really disappointed in the Motorcraft having the leaf spring. I was expecting a little more from it. That's basically the only bad thing that it's got going for it. And the Hastings has a coil spring. Actually, out of all of them, it's the only one that has a coil spring, which is really good. The coil spring is superior. Now, both of them have a rubber valve for it, a rubber drainback valve. It's all right. It's not the best. Silicone is the best ones that are out there. But really, it doesn't make that much difference. It's just durability. Now, with the Motorcraft, it has metal end caps, which is great. Motorcraft does go over excessive with the glue. It's got glue all over the place on it. But it does have a great bypass valve that's on the inside right there. Definitely a great job with that. I'm loving the bypass valve and the main design of it. It has 47 pleats. So its filtering capabilities are actually pretty good. The Hastings has 43 pleats, and its media is it's not quite as good in my opinion with the Motorcrafts. It's paper media, but the bypass valve is in the inside as well. Now, the Hastings has a wider design on it, which allows more surface area versus, Motorcraft. Basically, since you have less pleats but more, it's wider, and then the Motorcraft is thinner, you got actually basically the same area. But as far as everything goes, both of them are really good filters. But I have to say before, I really like the Motorcraft as it was designed, thinking it's one of the better or best. I would have to say neither of these two, they're good, but they're not the best. AMSOIL filters I've seen a lot more out of, and they're excellent filters. Now, this Motorcraft, what's great about this is it has actually a metal clip that holds together the joining of the pleats for the whole media. So that's basically, the Motorcraft does have a bit more to it. Like I said, the only real thing with the Motorcraft is that it has the leaf spring. Otherwise, both of them, good filters. They both do the job great.
Now, here's where I got really disturbed by. The AC Delco is a $4 filter. It's supposed to be good, and as far as I can see, it does a job, but it's kind of garbage. The valve, not quite sure how this works, but the drain back valve is all right, but it's rubber. And what's interesting is that the valve, I can't make sense of how the bypass valve works, which, it has no mechanical bypass valve like the rest of them. So not quite sure where, if, or how it works. It kind of disturbs me a little bit since, AC Delco, I've had a lot of good things to say about AC Delco. But the filters, not so good, especially that, again, leaf spring, paper end caps on it. They're, again, versus these two filters that are basically close to the same price, with metal caps, this has paper. It's shorter, but it has more pleats than any of them. That's 68 pleats, so it kind of makes up for it being short. But, it's real basic paper. It's not that great. And the inside is plastic, a plastic support piece for the inside of it. And I was just like, are you serious? The inside of both the Hastings and the Motorcraft are metal, spiral, and excellent. So I'm not impressed by the AC Delco whatsoever. It does the job, but I wouldn't trust it. I'm not very trustworthy on plastic and paper and everything else, while the rest of them have metal. Now, here we're going to go to the Fram. Fram, not quite sure what to say. You got plastic, you got cardboard, paper, the whole works. I don't know what to say. It's terrible. The valve on it is completely collapsible. It's a rubber drain back valve, complete garbage compared to the rest of them where hard, you can't squeeze them. This one you can squeeze a little bit, but they're very stiff. This one actually uses the filter to keep it rigid. But there's nothing to hold this from collapsing. It sits in there. While the end caps on this thing is completely cardboard, just cardboard and paper. And the paper media, there's hardly anything there. Now the inside is metal, but all it is just small tin that's ribbed. There is no strength there. The tin is so thin that it's easily collapsible. Like you can just collapse it easily. The blow-by valve is plastic, and it's got a spring for its tension there, but it's garbage. There's nothing to really say like where it can last. It's garbage. It doesn't look like that plastic can hold up to high temps. Now, here's the filter I was choosing before. The Federated, which is actually a Hastings, only a lower grade. Now, what's awesome is that the material is different. If you look at it, the color of the material is different. It has more pleats than the Fram. The Fram's got 36. It's got 40. Mind you, this filter is $2 cheaper than the Fram. Big price difference in it. Now, I don't care for its metal leaf spring. Not very great. But the blow-by valve is metal. It's got a nice spring in there. Not too bad. And it's metal end capped. It doesn't have as much media area as the others do, but the metal end caps, really, really good, durable. And if you can see, it's got a spiral design, just like the higher grade Hastings and Motorcraft. So it's got a spiral design to help flow and it helps the overall design of the filter. Overall, the strength of this and the immediate area does the job for a 3,000-mile oil change. The drain back valve is a hard inside. and it's really rigid. I mean, hard plastic inside, which actually keeps it all together. So I'm actually overall impressed with the Federated, but I think I went in a different order for these. Now that I see what's going on, the AC Delco, honestly, is right next to the Fram. The AC Delco would be over here with the Fram, and the Federated would be halfway. So I would put the Federated next to the Hastings and the Motorcraft. It's only lower quality filter because the spring and the valve and everything else, but and less media. But overall, for a cheap filter, this filter surpasses HD Delco and Fram in quality. I really, really, really like seeing how well this is built after doing all my research. So that's what I got. Got them all pulled out, and anybody that wants to check out and see for themselves whenever they come by the shop, they're more than welcome. I'm going to keep them around, and so people can truly see what a real filter looks like. And again, this is Jonathan, and you guys take care.